So, what did I learn about my industry? Well, the graphic design industry was and is a lot bigger and is constantly growing, and I actually only had a fraction of a concept of how big the industry was and exactly how many other industries it works with. But not only that, just the amount of recognition and awards that go specifically to graphic designers. I only thought that there was a handful of awards. Turns out that there's multiple conferences and award ceremonies, and also just even magazines and blogs and just think tanks and all different types of things, where I thought it was just quite literally, only mainly, quite entertainment, advertising and whatnot. And it turns out it's far deeper than that. And that just truly excites me. During this course, I know we explored a lot, and we had to talk about and kind of search new ways and find new things about our industry. But what I mainly found about my own path is that I need to kind of reassess how I'm going to network, but also in the fact of what tools are able to be used by me, and not just my common social media tools. I'm talking even softwares and online forums regarding graphic design, and even unknown and some software that's coming out and hasn't been released yet, and certain things, and as well as conferences. That would be a huge way for me to not only increase my exposure and knowledge, but also just quite literally find like the most amazing network opportunities through all these conferences and whatnot, and that would just be a huge step towards what I ultimately would like to do, which would be a creative director. But in the meantime, kind of take these classes day by day and then increase the amount of exposure, whether it be through these conferences, blogs, and different ideas, just to kind of, take that step and eventually get to where I'd like to be. Learning what I learned in this class of technology and media and entertainment industries, I would definitely utilize my networking plans, as well as even the assignments that we created as tools, and maybe some sort of rubric as to what steps I may or may take, or what I should take or what I shouldn't, just because of the research that you had us do for classes, and just all the knowledge that we've even learned, and kind of steep us in our own industry, just to really kind of get a somewhat of a concept of how big or small or finite or broad it really is. But ultimately what I would do is take these skills that I have learned and, as I said, network and create exposure. But potentially that networking could lead to a connection where I may or may not learn new techniques. I could be employed, or I could just ultimately create a discussion regarding the industry that may or may not have, happened yet, or just creating a discussion in and of itself to gain more knowledge about the industry that I may or may not have learned yet. So my advice for TEM 1001 for future students is have fun with it. Find out what you really want to do, the career field that is for you, whether it be graphic design, gaming design, really doesn't matter, but just get to know your industry. And the amount of information that I didn't even know and I thought I did is just astounding, and truly just kind of dive into this career and industry fields and just really give it your all, because ultimately it's super fun, and it only just builds your excitement for the future. So take it with a grain of salt, but just dive right in and have fun.